So, namaste. This is a recording for regular session that we conduct every fortnightly uh, from Savitri Bhavan. The purpose of this session is to explore unknown frontiers of consciousness through the study of Sri Aurobindo's Savitri. For today's session, we have taken in account the lines from Canto 1, Book 1, Canto 1, the symbol dawn. And we are today going to share our reflections about lines from 79 till 129. In last 2-3 sessions, we have covered up to first 3 pages of Savitri, and we shared our individual reflections from our own perspective fields of research. Uh, Today's session talks mainly about the last line we visited was all can be done if God's touch is there. And we are going to talk about something that after what happens after that. So for today, I don't have specific reflections based on mathematics. Last session, we discussed in detail about the geometric construction of Vesica Pisces and what is the mathematical connection with that, with the lines of Savitri. In today's session, Namaste Girishji.
Oh, namaste, Snehal.
Good evening, good evening. I thought I was the only participant today, so I started recording my reflections. Okay, so we
We'll
can take
wait.
a moment. I think we will start. If anybody is going to join, we can they
Okay,
can come along, or we can share our reflections and we can
sure.
conduct the session. Okay, let's take a moment to gather ourselves. Namaste. So thank you for joining. I just wanted to ask if you got time to read through the lines 79 to 129.
I was able to read it and go through it. So basically, it is a very, what I found out this time was it was a very vivid descriptions. So,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
I mean, it was like too many visualizations were happening, um, too many imaginations. I mean, it was basically I was able to visualize many things that was mentioned, right? Uh, and and I think this time the opposites were pretty clearly seen, the darkness and the light, and
Hmm.
and the domination of the light over the darkness. Um, so and of course there is this small, uh, I would say, a slit through which the light enters, then slowly it starts occupying the entire space. Uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
I was able to remember my uh, last year when we were working on a product, and we were looking for registrations and sign-ups for a product. It's a typical SaaS product. So it's the product that we launched, and we said, okay, we wanted sign-ups, and in the beginning, there was not much of activity happening. Not many people were signing up. There were not many people were registering, and we were very um, like we were in that. I mean, if you want to call it, we were in a little bit of dark thought that basically we were not knowing or we were unaware of what is happening and why people are not doing it and all that. Um, But then slowly, and suddenly, I mean, we had to wait for a month or so. But after a month, the things started trickling in. We of course made some changes and other things, but slowly the registration started, and then suddenly in the 15th day we saw it started boosting, and I was able to try to uh, basically relate this piece with that when a door opens ajar and a small uh, thing comes out, and then slowly it starts opening the space. So yeah, so I don't know how much it is. I mean, I don't even know whether it is a forced relation, but I was able to I mean, when I was thinking about this, I was able to relate some of these things. So at a very high level, this is what I was able to gather, Snailji.
I think that was very insightful. I think we are also going through a kind of a, what do you say, forlorn mind of night, even with these sessions also, right? Because we have recently started these sessions and we can see that, the participation is very fluctuant.
Right,
So it's like we are experiencing the dark mind of night, which is
right,
absolutely
right.
where we are not reaching anywhere, which is the fathomless zero. But I think those insights were very,
Hmm.
very beautiful. So for me, for last session, we talked about the Vesica Pisces, the structure of
Hmm.
which
Yeah.
looks like eye shape. And we kind of worked on a geometry of that. I don't know, I drew it on a paper. I don't know if you are able to see it. It was something like this. If you draw one circle and the other circle with the same radius, the intersection between those, the distance between those is exactly same as the radius of the circle. And Girishji, are you there? And your video has stopped. No?
Hmm. And are you able to hear me? Sorry, I
Yes,
think
yes, your video
there is some
paused.
network
I was
issue.
not sure. No problem. I was not sure if my voice is going across. Would you like me
Yeah,
to repeat anything? I think maybe it will work
although
if
your
I
video
switch
was
off.
frozen, but I will.
Okay, maybe I
Yeah,
can
I
switch
think
off
I will
my
also
video.
do that.
Is this better?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. This is
we were,
better. Let's go ahead.
yeah. So we were talking about Vesica Pisces, where now we
Right.
came to a stage where we created a possibility for the light to enter. The eye of
Hmm.
deity is what we were talking
Right.
in lines of Savitri. But there is still not a place where the nothing is seen or heard. The light is not yet pierced through. It's as if somebody is sleeping. You know,
Hmm.
so the eye is there, but it's a closed eyes.
Hmm.
So light is not able to come through. And what I learned last 2 weeks on the lines from 79 onwards, I also felt the same thing, that it was very vivid, imaginative
Hmm.
experience for me as
Right.
well, where it was really hard to fathom it mathematically. So I couldn't really
Right.
reach a point where I can point out that, oh, this is the mathematical process for this particular thing, like how
Right.
I was able to do for last few sessions. But
Uh-huh.
what I could relate to is Sankhya philosophy.
Okay.
So Sankhya philosophy is written by Kapil Muni, as I said, and I always study it, and I find it very interesting to study Sankhya philosophy. So where
Hmm.
he talks about the things that came into existence in order of
Okay.
them coming into existence. So we talked about avyakta, something that you cannot express or you cannot fathom. and
Hmm.
then intellect or buddhi was the next
Hmm.
thing that came into existence, and then ahankara, which was the self-consciousness that came into existence. So when I was reading these lines of Savitri, I particularly witnessed a process where the eye of deity is closed, and
Hmm.
the hope quivered, and the eye, it is a process of being closed eye and then the eye opening so that the light can shine through, you know.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that brought me somewhere to Sankhya philosophy's karma atman.
Okay.
So there is something, there are different types of intellects or state of mind,
Hmm.
because intellect
Hmm.
was the second thing that came in existence after some avyakta.
Hmm.
So when intellect interacts with itself,
Hmm.
then the perseverance is born.
Okay. Uh-huh.
When your intellect interacts with the self consciousness, then the
Okay.
the distinction, because self consciousness basically gives you the distinction between self and non self. So
Right.
this is me and this is not me. That's what
Hmm.
self consciousness gives you. When your intellect interacts with your self consciousness, then you have the understanding of I'm doing it, or I'm acting, or I need to do
Hmm.
it. That
Hmm.
thought process is one.
Hmm.
And then it moves to the willingness,
Hmm.
where the ichha, whether I want to do it, do I desire to do it, that gives purpose. The willingness gives
Hmm.
purpose to that action. And then also these three mainly, and there are two more. There is kartavyata and kriya. Kriya is actual
Okay.
action, and
Hmm.
kartavyata is adaptability. That means once you decide that you need to do it and you want to do it, like it gives you sense of purpose, then you need to redirect everything that is within you so that
Hmm.
you can adapt yourself so that you are capable of doing that action. Like, for example, if you want to become a mountaineer or if you want to become an athlete, you have to go through that rigorous training. You have to follow everything in order to become that athlete.
Hmm.
So I felt that the process where it started with a very timid hope, and at the
Hmm.
end of it, by the end we reached end lines, the light already pierced through.
Right.
So I somewhere witnessed these different state of minds, the five state of minds which
Hmm.
I have from perseverance to actual action happening. So
Hmm.
somewhere I kind of witnessed that in the lines of Savitri when I was studying this one,
Okay.
and I think that was something I had in mind. I don't, well, there was one more thing I wanted to express, but I think it slipped through my mind.
Okay. Okay. I think Frader has joined. So,
Hello, Fredda,
Hello.
welcome. Hello, good evening. Thank you for
Hello.
sharing the document. It was really wonderful.
yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hello, hello. We were just sharing our insights for the lines today. So, would you like to share something?
Unfortunately, I was in work, so I still need a little bit time to come in
No
the topic.
problem, no problem. Would you like to, we can do the synchronized breathing together, if that works with you. Maybe that will help us ground ourselves again and we can all
Yes,
get
yes, I
back into,
think.
okay. So
Yeah.
then let's
Okay.
take a moment and let's breathe, let's do 3 deep breaths and then we will synchronize our breathing.
Okay.
Now, on the count of 3, let's breathe in. 1, 2, 3. And breathe out. Let's breathe in again. And then let's breathe out. Let's get back to the normal breathing pattern. Let's slowly bring ourselves to the lines of Savitri. And the imagery it brought in front of our mind while experiencing it. Whenever we are ready, we can open our eyes. So I feel that synchronized breathing is a very powerful thing
That's
because
true.
whenever we are, even if we are really, really apart, the moment we breathe in and breathe out together, it feels like there is some connection that gets established. Where it doesn't matter how far we are. So
Hmm.
I think we should do it at the beginning of every class from next class onward.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So Giriji and I, we shared our insights. We are happy to share it again, but we would really like to hear a bit more about because you wrote a lot of things in the document which are very interesting. So it would be nice if you would like to share something on these lines, and then
Mhm. Um, let's see. What's about to go again through the lines and speak line by
okay.
line? I think that it's also more easy.
Would you like me to share the screen?
I not know.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
You have it?
No, I did it already by mistake. Sorry. I can close it.
No, no. Please, you can share because we have to jump to because I can only have the line until 46.
Okay.
Uh, but I don't know why it not goes farther.
Are you able to? Because for some reason there is a huge issue with the internet today. Even Girishi is facing the same thing. So able to. I don't know if I'm still online though.
Yeah, now I'm able to see the screen.
You're able to see the
What
screen?
Yeah.
Trader
Okay.
is sharing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But do you know which section I have to put there that we're on the place?
Let's start from line 40 there. Okay, my screen has completely gone absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the line, isn't it? 140.
Not 140, 79.
Just go up.
But then, unfortunately, it not went.
It's not able to go up. Okay, just a second.
No.
Okay, let me try again to share my screen.
Okay.
It's not going all the way. Let's start with the first line. Is it possible to go to the first line? Okay. That's it. That's it. Now, if we slowly scroll down, we can get a line which is a single line, which ends with "if God's touch is there."
Ah.
All can be done there. All can be done. I think no, we went ahead. We need to come back. There, 170.
Here.
Yeah. So we did up to
Okay.
here last time, and the next lines is what we are looking at. A hope stole in that hardly dared to be amid the night's forlorn indifference. From there onwards, we are discussing today.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was sharing with Girish ji is when I was going through
Yes.
the lines, I was not able to really pinpoint the mathematical part in those lines. It was very, very vivid, but I had more philosophical questions. Like, for example, we say that the sun is the source of light, but who brings light into the sun? So those kind
Mm-hmm.
of questions I had. Let's say if darkness is something that is absolutely impenetrable, then the sun can be that eye of a deity, which gave the possibility of ever existing light to pierce through the sun to overcome the darkness. So think of it like a room full of light, but you are sitting in the middle of room with the black thick paper surrounded around you. So there is
Mm-hmm.
nothingness, there is absolute nothingness. There is no way you can possibly see the light. But if you pierce a hole through that dark, thick paper, then the light which is already around the darkness gets a small window to pierce through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I don't know how scientifically correct this statement is, but philosophically, or when I was reading that line, it felt like stars and galaxies, which are the sources of light, what we call, because of their chemical reactions. They produce light as an
Yes.
output. But the light itself is not an entity which can be, you know, where does that come from? Even though it is a reaction of some atoms and molecules, light itself is beyond, the concept of light is beyond that. So that is what I was feeling through these lines.
Mm.
And I was kind of associating it somewhere to Fibonacci. Last week we spoke about Vesica Pisces. So I just did a small experiment
Ah,
myself where
okay.
I took two circles with exact same radius. So first circle I drew, which was 4 centimeters. And then from the circumference of that circle with the same radius as 4 centimeters, I drew another circle. And I basically found the gap, which was 4 centimeters. And then I found relations like square root of 2, square root of 3, square root of 5.
Okay.
And then when I put them together like this, it kind of went like Fibonacci.
Yes.
So if you
Okay, got
join,
it.
but I'm still not at the end of it. Like I'm still uh, not able to connect it to the lines yet. But I think it's something in the process which um, I cannot say anything uh,
Mm.
solid at this point. So other thing which I was able to relate to was Sankhya philosophy, where in Sankhya philosophy there is a portion where we discuss that how exactly action is born, what makes action possible.
Mm-hmm.
So in Sankhya philosophy, things are defined in the order of existence. So the very first thing that was defined in Sankhya philosophy was avyakta, something that you cannot describe, something that you cannot understand, you cannot measure, you cannot break it into parts. It doesn't have any distinguishing characteristics,
Mm-hmm.
and something like an unknown in the world of mathematics, like algebra, like an X. So the second thing that came into existence was intellect, but
Mm-hmm.
intellect didn't know how to be. Intellect was not aware of its own existence. And the next thing that came after that was the self-consciousness, which gave that awareness.
Mm-hmm.
So the awareness was born. And then came the state of minds. So Sankhya philosophy defines 5 types of state of minds. Because
Okay.
when you have more than one element in existence, they interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So when intellect interacts with intellect, it gives rise to perseverance.
Okay.
And when intellect interacts with self-consciousness, it gives rise to purpose. That means this needs to be done, or I'm the one responsible doing this. I need to do this. I need to act on it. And then the ichha is born, the willingness
Mm-hmm.
or the desire to do this work. And then it gives adaptability. So all your senses, for example, if I really want to learn from a teacher, if I go in a class and he's my favorite teacher teaching my favorite subject, then I'm fully focused in the class. I absolutely, all my senses will defocus everything around me, and I'll just be looking at what is written and what he's trying to teach us. And my ears will be completely focused towards listening to what he's talking about the subject. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is directed towards adapting so that the action can be done. And the last part is actual action. When I read through these lines, I felt the same process was happening, because if I say Vesica Pisces is eye of a deity, the eye is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is there, there is no way the light is coming through, because the darkness doesn't want to go. Darkness doesn't want light to come. So the eye is closed. And what explained in these lines is the process where the slowly, how exactly the action of absolutely being a closed eye till opening the eye a little bit, so that giving a little bit room for the light to pierce through. And that was something which kind of reflected on the state of minds, or how the action is born
Mm.
from within. So for me, that was the reflection mainly on these lines.
I see. Mm-hmm.
But I cannot kind of put a pin on how mathematically it can be explained at this moment.
Mm. I
So,
understand your point from the light, so from where the light is coming, and uh, but I think the problem is also if you look at too close to materialistic view, then I think we get not a right answer in
Response.
that way. Especially when you look at the sun. So because it's of course also a symbol of the highest divine energy, sun, and that's more spiritual function in that way. But on the other way, also by experience, I feel by myself to come in contact with the sun, also do some changes in myself. So from the body side, so there is also a connection. But of course, we have so many suns, no, in the universe, so, which is a special thing. But here in that lines, my feeling is more it's the general sun, and then also is the inner sun. No? So where we can see the differentiation and also the inner flame, which came up. Yeah, that comes in my mind here in that moment.
Yes, I mean absolutely. That makes sense. The wonderful thing about this is whether you're relating light to your inner transformation or inner sun, or whether you relate it to a materialistic aspect. What
Yeah.
what it says that there are always these two counterparts always present. There is a material counterpart which kind of um, gives space or holds or creates circumstances to hold the light. And then there is this mysterious light that comes. And that the by light I don't mean the literal bright light, but it can be as spiritual as the Atman, or or something divine
Yeah.
self that we call within us. Like even if we reflect this in the process of birth,
Hmm.
when this is a moment we are talking about, when probably the fetus is getting its first heartbeat, or maybe
Yes.
something, so that still a mystery that from where we get that first heartbeat, and that's the hardest part.
Mm.
So these lines for me explain that the around that time,
Ah,
you
I
know,
see. Yeah. But coming back to the light here, this line says, "Message from the unknown, immortal light."
immoral.
So
Yes,
when he speaks here about the immortal light, means it's always exists.
yes, yes. Now that I think about it, I was actually trying to connect this to trigonometry. These from the first line of Savitri till now.
Yes. Yeah.
And so in basically, if we want to understand trigonometry, we have x and y axis, and we are going in a loop. You
Yeah.
know, let's say I'm riding a cycle, and my cycle finishes one loop, and then it goes on and does another loop. It's the exact same process that the wheel of the cycle is repeating, but it's not the same circumstance, because in the second loop it has already finished one loop and it has moved ahead in the
Yeah.
time and space.
Yes.
So
Yes. So then we have the
this
spiral.
yes, so if we see the process of the trigonometry itself, where there is a point of time when the hardest part, if we also bring in the physical understanding of things, like if I want to move something up which goes around in a circle, The hardest part is the first phase, where I have to push things up. And when it reaches the higher point, then it's very easy. Then the motion is set because the gravity takes over, and then you can actually, and then the reaction takes over, and so it comes back to the original point. But the hardest part is to push it up, the first
Okay.
quarter of the circle. So I was thinking about those lines, on going in trigonometry, and how it can be a repeated process, which is happening again and again and again and again. But um, uh, I think I lost my thought. I wanted to say something.
No,
Like,
I understand that, because there is also a line which describe this frequency.
yes, the
Um,
sine and the cosine line.
so mathematically, I think we can also find uh, uh, this things like a direction, which is a line,
Yes,
um, which we can think about the development, or also, I missed the word, the evolution of things. So it's always, it's in our minds, it goes up, but it can also go down, let's say, like
yes,
something like that. But then you have also
mm,
this continuous sinus
the
frequencies,
periodic.
period,
Yeah,
period.
yeah,
I think that's also one contradiction what we can observe in the world. And we also find this inside Savitri, because when
yes.
he also spoke about the um, periods, that there are different periods. And we
Hmm.
have also some repetition on Asyapati, what
Yeah,
he discovered, and then also what Savitri discovered. I
yes,
think there you can also see this repetition,
yeah.
but on a
You're talking about the
different.
secret knowledge.
Yeah, exactly, and
Okay.
also about how to find the soul. So
Yes,
Asyapati, but also as Savitri has to find their soul.
yes,
Which is again a repetition,
yes,
which is
yes.
necessary in the whole story, for each one,
Yeah.
to come to another level of experience.
Mm.
I think. And on the other hand, you have this um, development of consciousness.
Yes. So this can be also a process of development of consciousness. Is that what you're saying? The lines that.
It's always for improvement. So um,
So there are two processes. So my question is, there are two processes. There is involution and then there is evolution.
yes,
So what we are discussing here, is it involution or evolution? Like
um,
how can
yeah. No. I think so. My understanding, they are very close together, and I not
mm,
find it very simple. The question is only from which standpoint it's coming.
mm,
Uh, so
mm,
um, evolution is our standpoint,
yeah.
and the other one is the standpoint of the divine. So
Yes. I think yeah.
I think that's the difference. Um,
Mm. So divine forgetting itself in a process is can be stated or understood as involution, but the evolution is tracing back to the divine,
Yes, but
and that
but
has
also,
to happen.
yeah, involution I understood more in that way that the divine is coming down, and it's the same what you are saying. It forgot in the beginning, but now it starts to comes inside the matter, or let's say in the unconscious. That's
Yeah,
the involution. But evolution on the same time is the development of matter by the divine force.
yeah, yeah.
So then
So
the
it's like,
difference can be only because of the different standpoints.
yeah, that absolutely, absolutely makes sense. So I wanted to ask, as we have last 15 minutes, which was the
Yes.
most prominent lines for each one of you for this particular section of Canto 1? Is there anything that stayed with you, or uh,
Um,
So I liked a couple of lines. One, an errant marvel with no place to live. So
mm,
that was one. Um, then uh, the darkness failed and slipped like a falling cloak.
cloak?
So that is very vivid.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, one another piece is, so what I understood is also there is this line called uh, the brief perpetual sign recurred above. Now
Okay.
we are talking of we are talking of something which is very brief, very for a very small, short duration, or but it keeps happening on a regular basis. It keeps recurring
Mm,
again and again. So the
mm,
dawn is basically very brief time, but it comes every day, right?
yes.
So I was just thinking in those lines where some things will they happen for a very brief amount of time, or they're very small, but they keep recurring all the time, right? So every time.
Yeah,
So
I think, yeah, it's a very deep thing.
yeah,
Mm.
mm. Yeah, in my case, it's this sentence. All can be done if the God touch is
God's
there.
touch there. It's a very powerful line.
It's a
Yeah.
powerful line, but on the other hand, he makes also some questions marks. Why is not everywhere the God touch?
Mm,
And it also moves us in always this contradiction. Um, and it, of course, the line before, an old experience labored out once
once,
more.
more. Yeah.
Uh, so there we have also this kind of repetition.
Yes.
Um, but the question comes, if something not happens, is there not the God touch? No?
I think if we move to secret knowledge, when we will visit the secret knowledge, when we will realize Ashwapati's, or we will study his travels, just before he meets uh, Divine Mother, where he meets Divine Mother and in which circumstances he meets Divine Mother. So basically, maybe that time we will truly understand this line, because if if we see it this way, that even the darkness happening is also because of God's touch. That's also, it's nothing is happening without his will. The darkness is a necessity for for the circumstances. Because without darkness, there is no movement, there is no inner movement, there is no uh, uh,
Mm.
if the light is there, then it's there. There is nothing to be done about. But it's the darkness that gives importance to the light. So,
Interesting is now because physically you see, darkness not exist. That's
Yes,
the
the
other part.
absence itself. Yes.
So we have only the absence of light.
Mm.
And it could be that our understanding is too, let's say, too linear in that way, or too much polar.
Mm.
And we have not the idea of statistical, or let's say, density. And
Okay.
what I more can understand and also feel is that there are some situations where it's more divine, and there are some situations where I have the feeling there is less divine, for example. So then the question is more how much density is there?
Yeah.
And that makes gives a little bit of other picture as this polarity between darkness and lightness.
Maybe that the polarity is the one that sets things into motion. Without polarity, without the contradicting forces, there is no motion happening.
Yes, so therefore, some people believe that the whole universe will dead in that way, that the entropy get a maximum, and then nothing more happens. So because if there is no temperature differences, then there also nothing can happen.
That's true. That's true. I mean, this is the
Uh,
current physical phenomenon that we understand or we can fathom.
Yeah,
You know, um, on
and
a story. Yeah, yeah, go.
no, and you're describing, and also here through our bin describing in this polarity, then something happens, and the most interesting, and this is experience. So in the polarity, we can come to experience. And then also the night, or let's say the negativity is also part of experience. And as well, Asya Party, as also Savitri, has to move also to that kind of experience
Yes,
to
yes,
overcome, um, um, or let's say, to come more in control of themselves, which
yes,
is in the last part the most important thing for Savitri, when she stand um, against the divine, not against the death, so uh, that she not fall in any emotions.
yes.
I think for that it seems that Sri Aurobindo found out that's important.
Mm.
But I'm not so like that polarity and night and divine. Um, but here in that sentence, I more have the feeling for myself, all can be done. So we have always some experience that not all can
Of
be done.
course. Yes.
Uh, and then it's more than the question, okay, it's because the divine touch or the God touch is not there, or is there
Mhm.
something else? I think that is where the doubt starting.
Yeah. Okay.
So on that level, yes.
So here the God touch means divine touch. Is that what we are interpreting, right? Not the
Yes,
deity, the
yeah,
divine, the supreme, the omnipresent.
yes.
One of the things that darkness already has, which is of the divine, is the omnipresence characteristic of being omnipresent. So darkness itself is also extremely omnipresent. And I think if I can recall, I'm not able to recall the exact Upanishad, but I think it is in one of the Upanishads, probably in uh, Isha or Kena. I can't uh, pinpoint at this point. But when they were talking about Brahman,
Hmm.
so earlier it was just the omnipresent divine itself. And then there was suddenly a fear appeared, and the divine thought, what is he feared about? What is he afraid of? There is nobody else. And then he split into two,
Hmm.
one
Okay,
that is and one that is not.
I see.
And one that is not can be understood as darkness over here. And then the two counterparts somewhere started interacting for the to experience that pure bliss, that pure joy that the divine desired, you know,
Yes. Mm.
through the interaction. So this can be an interaction between a divine and the divine's counterpart, which is darkness, probably. But I might be drawing too many parallels, but this is what I feel when I see these lines. And I absolutely love the process in which it is explained, the way, uh, uh,
Mm.
like the darkest night, and slowly the way the dawn comes into existence. We don't even come to know how it happened, how this transformation happened. And the way it is explained here,
Hmm.
it's absolutely marvelous for me. It's absolutely beautiful. And it also it sets the meaning of Savitri in motion, like why the name is Savitri. Because Savitra is the name for the sun, which is
Hmm.
just beyond horizon. The sun which has not risen in the sky yet, is called
Mm.
Savitra in Sanskrit. So
Yes, yes,
Savitri is Savitra's daughter.
yes. Mm.
So the dawn, the symbol dawn it's a very symbolic process, and the way it says that even in the darkest times, what magnificent changes are capable of happening, even if you have a very slight hope. So I think for me it was very, very prominent. That particular the with timid and hazardous instinctive grace, orphaned and
Mm.
driven out to seek a home. So it talks about a hope stole in that hardly dared to be. So that tiny hope brought this whole transformation, you know. It started with that small, tiny hope, and that was very, very prominent for me.
Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm. And
Girish, do you?
um, I believe because I like also that you described what happens when a children was born. So in that moment, but you have also this moment for a tree. So if you go to any person and say, you see here in a seed, there is a tree, then everybody will say,
Yeah,
no,
no,
there is
you're
no
correct.
tree.
Yes.
And so therefore we have so many processes which starting from one, let's say, single point.
Yes.
And,
A very single.
and we not know when and why usually it starts.
Yes.
So
So the
there's also
instant.
kind of a probability.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Sankhya philosophy talks about cause and effect. And what I feel is the process here that is being repeated is first the circumstance is being created, and then the light shines through. Whether it's happening with every time. First, there was circumstance was created by creation of darkness, and then the fathomless zero appeared, and then now the eye of deity appeared, and then the hope quivered. So the circumstance was created for the possibility of for light to enter, and then
Mhm.
the light appeared. So this again the same. So every time the same process is getting repeated, the creation of circumstances, which gives rise to possibilities and probabilities. And then the actual action happens, which again gives rise to more circumstances, which creates more circumstances for more things to happen.
Mm,
So
mm.
it feels like the
But
same cycle is going on many levels, the micro level and the macro level.
yeah, I think, but this is, as you described, also this repetition. And Asya Party, so how Sri Aurobindo wrote it, was necessary that
Yes,
Savitri is really coming.
yes,
And I think that's this understanding of the development.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, what I also.
Girishi, are you there? I don't know. He's in.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Were, were
listening.
you were you
Yeah.
able to hear the whole thing or
Yeah. I was. Unfortunately, I'm
okay,
not able to switch on the video. There is some
some
network
issue?
issue, but I
No
was able
problem.
to understand all the dilemmas that we all are going through, discussions that
I
we are
think,
having.
yeah, it's
So
quite introspective. The lines of Savitri are extremely introspective.
Yeah.
So, so would you like to go ahead with the next lines on Canto 1 in next session? Should I share the lines from
yeah,
130 onwards?
yeah, sure. I think
Yes.
that should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I will share the next lines on Monday. And is there anything you want to
Sure.
share based on these lines? Anyways, we are going to revisit Canto 1 when we finish the whole canto. We will take one session to just talk about the overall canto. So
Okay.
that will make more
Hmm.
sense. Right now, we are only focusing on few lines of Canto 1 because it's over 300 lines. And
Yeah.
so it won't be possible to discuss 300 lines in 1 hour span. So
Right.
if there is anything,
Makes sense.
last remarks before we close, if you have, maybe we can do that and then we can close for today.
And yeah, let's see. I have now finished the app, and I can also
Wonderful.
share a link.
Yes, please do. Please do. If you share
And
with me, I can upload it in the folder so that everybody can access, if we are able to, like, uh,
okay, yeah. You mean the link? You can put there also a link inside.
I mean, you share with me, the link. If,
Yes.
how do we open the folder on our computers?
Mm-hmm.
And I can, if you have any guidelines, maybe I can share those also with everybody. So then each one of us who is learning Savitri should be able to access the app that you
Mm-hmm.
have created.
But I believe the best thing is perhaps next time
Yes,
to
sure.
show and to explain a little
I
bit.
think then let's do that. I think,
Sure.
yes, I think that would be
Yeah,
wonderful.
we can do that.
We would
Yeah.
definitely need that.
Yeah.
And just for the record, next week is Friday, so 17th, from 7:30 to 9, I'm hosting an introductory session on Sankhya philosophy. And if we have enough participants who are interested in learning the whole Sankhya philosophy, then we will be taking some online sessions. So just letting you know, if you want to go into details of Sankhya philosophy. Otherwise, it's
Mhm.
not an obligation. It's we can always meet on 24th, which is our next session, 24th of October, 8 to
Mhm.
9 p.m.
And then
Okay.
you mean
Sure.
afterwards there is this possibility to continue, you mean?
So Sankhya philosophy lectures are separate. They are
Ah,
not part. They are not part of this initiative because this is we are focusing only on Savitri in these
yes.
sessions. But I used to take Sankhya philosophy lectures in Savitri Bhavan, and there were many people who were interested in Sankhya philosophy, learning Sankhya philosophy, the actual Sankhya philosophy, the Tattvavada and the aphorism which was there. So that's why I said I'll host one introductory session, and then if there are enough people interested, we can do the series, lecture series. So which is a
Mhm.
different thing, but I'll be hosting on Savitri Bhavan Zoom platform.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining today.
Yeah,
I'll
Thank
thank
you.
share
you.
the files on Monday and we see you on 24th. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Sure.
bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.